Welcome back, my awesome people. Today, I am honored to be with Alessandro Cozzi, the CEO and founder of Hello I. Now, Hello I is a magnificent platform. Not only is it going to help you prepare for a career, your journey into a career, maybe you're looking for a retraining, it's going to give you a digital resume of your journey. And that is what the future is going to be, especially with the digital world, the AI that we're living in. So stay tuned to the end because this is going to be some amazing information, especially if you're someone who is seeking a job, and you can definitely use the platform, or if you're somebody who's just interested in about the world of AI, marketing, and so on. So, Alessandro, welcome to the Jacob Rant channel. Thank you for being here with me today. I know it's a very busy time.
Thank you so much, Jacob. It's a pleasure to actually be here.
Thank you so much. So let's get right into it. So Alessandro, tell us about yourself. What first inspired you to get into the world of AI, and how did you found Hello I? What was the goal to achieve?
Sure. Well, let me tell you a bit of my story so that it is clear why we actually founded it and where are we actually going. So, in a nutshell, I come from finance. I've done finance for a very long time, and then I enter in what is called corp dev. I don't know how much you know about corp dev, but basically I was acquiring companies for the company that I was working with. And what I realized really soon is that what I was acquiring, it is not companies, it is people. And I was really looking for the fit of actually those people with our company, with our culture, with our roadmap, with what we were actually doing. And then fast moving forward, after 10 years of actually doing that, then I entered in one of the biggest headhunters. And I soon realized that so many people are actually sending out resumes just in a way that I would say that is the spray and pray. So I will just blast them out and hoping that someone it is gonna reach back out to me. Well, that's not working. Right now it is not working. And so that I went deeper and then really see about the job market. And we can all see that the job market it is broken from both sides, from the candidate side and from the company side. And we were trying to actually think how we can fix it, how we can do something that makes sense, how we can help people, how we can help people to not only achieve the job that they do want, but gaining also that fun to actually enter in a new role, finding that new job. Because right now it is so frustrating. It is so cumbersome in actually looking for your next role. So we wanted to actually change it. So that's why we actually built it. That's why we actually built Hello I with the mindset of, and which is also our name, Hello, I am this person. Because what we can really take out from the platform and then showcase to the companies out there, it is who you really are, which is why they're really wanted to actually hire you, because you are the best fit and how can actually be done. So that's in a nutshell why we actually build it, why we're actually building with an AI platform, which I do I do have a little bit of a history of why using AI and how to actually use it. And I do know that a lot of people out there are scared about using it. I really do believe that if you use it in the right way, it can be like a kind of your superpower.
I definitely agree because what you created is something that is definitely needed right now with, in the United States, I believe over 100,000 government jobs or social service jobs were just cut. I know the tariffs are wreaking havoc in the manufacturing and industrial world. So people are going to be looking for jobs or new employment or even transitioning to a brand new career. So I think Hello I is definitely a great fit. And exactly to what you just said right now, that moving forward, when you're putting out 1,000 resumes out there, hoping for the best, employers are using AI to kind of filter through the resumes and through the applications. So with your platform making a digital resume, you're able to connect and catch not only those buzzwords, but also what is required for your resume to stand out. So I think that's actually a really cool concept, especially right now where it is highly needed. And how other than your website, how can AI be used to level up someone's career? You mentioned that people are kind of afraid of it, they're not used to it. But what are some ways that they can use AI?
Well, so I am an advocate that you can use it for every single daily task that you do have. And I do know that, again, there are so many people that are thinking, well, AI, it is going to take my job. I really do believe that those people are wrong. It is not AI that it is going to take your job. It's if you're not using it, then you will become obsolete. So you can start with very small things and very small tasks. And in every single job, you can actually have it. Every single office job, you can actually do it. Let's just pretend on how many emails are you having every single day and how do you reply to actually those emails? Well, you can have a chat box doing it. You can have a chat box not doing it for you, but helping you in how to actually draft it, how to actually send it, which is the best message to actually send out. You can actually use it if you're maybe talking with someone in other languages. You can actually have the AI that is going to tell you how to actually phrase it, how to actually help you out. On the HelloI platform, what we actually have done is, well, it is not only a platform just for when you're looking for a job. It's a platform that you can use for your entire career journey. Why? Because you can just upload everything that you want there and then ask you to your personal AI inside that platform how they can help you out. And let's think of all the documents that you need to actually read every single day or the researches. I'm sure that when you are having some podcasts with someone that you don't know, you are going to do some researches. Well, you can put everything that you have seen about that person or about that company inside the platform and then ask to the platform, can you come up with all the questions that I should ask him that make sense with his background, with what he's actually doing? So AI can really help you out. Anything that you're doing, it can help you out. The way that I think of it is always try to break down your processes. What do you need to actually do? And which are the things that it's taking the most amount of time that are repetitive tasks? Again, like researches. Well, those are the things that AI can really help you with. So every single process that is repeated, every single one that is taking you too much time, it can help you out. That's the way that I do see it. And that's the way that currently it can help you out. And then you can take a step further and further and further and really automate some of the things that you are actually doing. Does it make sense?
It definitely makes sense. It's kind of like a career database for yourself. It's like an individual database where you put in all your information, you put in all your credentials, and you kind of have a database there. So that way, when you are looking for a job or being recruited, the employer can actually see an overall picture instead of just a piece of paper with your resume. And another good point that you made is when you're preparing for a position, you do need to do research. I know a lot of people don't, but personally, when I'm looking for a new career or something, I'm always doing research. I'm finding out the core mission, what their goals are as a company, and so on. And I think by having Hello I compile all that research for you, and it's legit information. It's not because when you're online, sometimes it might be fake news or misinformation. You don't know what's real, what's not real. But it's actually really important for having legit information. So I think Hello I is definitely an asset, not only for finding a job, but even just maintaining kind of like a career portfolio. Now let's talk about the ATS systems, the applicant tracking system. Does Hello I use it, or is it something that you might be using? Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah. So let me tell you specifically what those systems are, because I do know that so many companies out there, they are just stating, well, we do create resumes that pass any ATS systems. This is a myth. So ATS systems are systems that then are being customized by every single company. So what a company can actually do is make sure that your resume is ATS friendly. What does it mean? So these systems are generally quite dumb systems, meaning that like the ATS system, and that's just one of the things, but it's going to read by line. So that's why everyone it is actually telling you, well, don't make your resumes in columns because the ATS system, it is going to read by line. So if in one column you do have who you are, and then the next column, it is your roles, well, the ATS system, it is going to read by line, so it is going to mess up things. So what we actually do it is majorly three things. One is that we make sure that the resumes that are coming out from our platform, they are ATS system friendly. But moreover, once you will pass that ATS system, you will land on the laps of an HR person and then on a hiring manager person. How can you pass those two stages are what it is going to be needed to you to actually have that interview. How we actually doing it, it is because inside our resume, since inside the platform, you can put anything about yourself. You can even talk with the platform about what you have done, when you have done it. So it is the platform that based on every job description, it is going to take everything that the platform knows about you and then put examples directly on your resume or things that you have done that directly tie with the job description so that the HR and the hiring manager, that studies shows that they do have just 7 seconds before choosing if you are a good fit, yes or no. They can really see in a blink of an eye which are the examples of things that you have done that are exactly what they're looking for. That's the power of it. And that's what, no matter if you're using our platform or anything else, but you should be really focused on in being so specific and so why you are a good fit for that job desk. So you're happy to actually do it also by yourself. But if you do it, be very specific. Read the job description. That's extremely key. And then answer inside your resume why and what you have done precisely. That's really the key factor for actually achieving that interview.
You know, it's actually a really interesting point that you made that the ATS system reads in lines. So if your resume is in columns, you're kind of out of luck. That's actually, I did not know that. I don't think many people know that. So that is definitely a very good point. I'm gonna definitely make sure I write that in the description when I'm writing that. This is actually a career hack because I've seen a lot of resumes and a lot of them are in columns. They might have, graphics. So it could interrupt the ATS system from seeing those keywords in sentences. Thank you for that, Alessandro. That's a really, really good point. Now let's talk a little bit more about the labor shortage in North America, if we just want to stick to North America or even globally. So in the technical skills and certified trades, there's a big, big shortage. So North America is bringing in thousands, hundreds of thousands of employees from all over the world, whether it's in tech, business, industrial, manufacture, agriculture, especially. Why do you think there is this job shortage? Because it seems like we're creating jobs, but why are we not able to fill these skilled technical positions?
Well, there are a couple of things. So we do have two ways of actually seeing this job market. So there is one that is what you just mentioned. So we do have a shortage of specific technical skills, and I'm sure that we will see this in the next 5 to 10 years because as right now, especially in the tech world, things are changing so quickly that then the demand of some skills, we don't know yet which are going to be those skills. So I'm sure that we will still see shortage of skill set that are creating right now or the new skill set that we will have in the next 5 to 10 years. And that's one thing. The second one is I know that we actually have seen that the job market seems tight, meaning that it seems that the unemployment rate it is still low. But the reality is that a lot of the people maybe on the white collar side that they've lost their jobs, now they're doing jobs that maybe they are two or three or four level down where they were. So there is a massive shift in which are the right skill set that companies are actually looking for, which are the right level of people that they're looking for, which it is, again, it is true that on the AI side, some it is driven by actually that. And again, that's why if you want to be relevant, you need to start using it. You need to start using it so that you can be at the top of their funnel and you will be the one that they're going to thank for their next hire. But it's an interesting market.
It
You need to
really
be
is.
need to be extremely flexible. You need to see where the wave it is actually going. You need to figure out exactly which are the roles and the company that really could make sense for you. Otherwise, again, you will end up in just throwing out thousands of resumes, having no one that it is going to call you back. You will feel frustrated. You will feel that you're not good for any roles. With it is not true. It is not true. It is just finding the right company, the right role, and knowing which are the skill set that you can actually sell there. And let me tell you one thing. So one of our members here at HelloI, she is terrific. She is amazing. She is unbelievable. She was doing a job that was so far from what she is doing here at HelloI, but really so far. But we use the actual platform to actually see, well, based on her skill set, especially on the soft skill set, can she do this job? Can she do this role? And the answer was absolutely yes. And now she's crushing it. So really, again, it's a matter of reading what they're asking for, reading what is the company, and then really being so specific. And even if you have never done anything, but trying to actually find those skill set, those soft skill set, or the skill set that can be transferred that are going to be really key for actually that role. And put it really in the way that how you can be valuable for them and not the opposite on how great you were at your last role. Well, but now if you're shifting, you need to be relevant. And the only way it is talking about them and what you can bring for them and to them and why.
And I mean that's absolutely it. You have to be relevant. You have to adapt because in the past 5 years, COVID destroyed so many brick and mortar physical type of stores, and a lot of things went digital. And if you were not up to date or if you were not ready to adapt to this new digital world, you're kind of stuck because no one's physically going into stores anymore, no one's physically doing things, everything's online now. So I think a lot of people unfortunately have been left behind because of that transition. And to continue staying on that point, so during COVID, because of course a lot of businesses were closed down, bankrupt, and so on, a lot of them started creating their own startups. So they created small businesses, whether it was something small like e-commerce on Shopify, or maybe getting into tech or whatever it was. But then these small startups also wanted to go public because I'm sure you remember during COVID, the stock market, everybody was investing, right? You had Robinhood, the app, all these new apps were coming out. You had people sitting at home. They needed something to do. So they were investing. And a lot of these startups, they wanted to take advantage of this opportunity. So they partnered up with bigger companies. So they use a SPAC strategy, the acquisition strategy. And unfortunately, once they went public, a lot of them did not succeed. What do you think is the best route for a small company or a small startup to get to a public listing? Do you think SPACs are the way to go, or just grind hard and make it yourself? What do you think about that phenomenon?
Yeah, so mine is grind hard. Grind hard being really client centric and product centric. you need to make sure that you are so client focused. I mean, that must be your number one goal. It is how can I best serve my client? How can I create the best product for my client? How can I reach out to actually my client and make sure that what I'm building, it is what they're asking for? Because then, so why some of them failed? Why some of them they didn't do that great? And which is the best way to actually go on a public market? Honestly speaking, I really do believe that some of the sparks that we actually have seen, they were just a hype. Uh, Everyone was actually doing it. It was so easy. It was having access to actually new funding. So why not actually doing it without going to the basics? But the basics is I have to sell a product. I need to make sure that my client are happy with actually my product. I need to make sure that I do have a market. I need to make sure that which are the things that I have to actually change, not based on what I think, but based on what the client it is asking me. If I do have clients, if I do have that feedback, if I'm changing my product based on those feedback, if I'm really so into my product and how can I make the best product ever for that market, for that niche, for those clients, I'm sure that whatever you will actually do, if going public through a SPAC or a normal IPO, it is going to be a success. But if you don't take it from that side and it is just, well, let's ride this massive wave of free funding, of free money, that's never a good sign.
It's not a good sign because I know a lot of people who lost plenty of money, especially when it came to the EV sector. I know a lot of EV companies, they went into SPAC during the lockdowns, and now they're nowhere to be found. But I think grinding hard is the way to go because even if you don't get listed through a SPAC, at least you'll be trusted enough to be get listed through an IPO. So right now in the AI and digital world, what do you think some of the opportunities and challenges? I know AI is kind of like the dot-com boom right now. Everybody's rushing into it. But what are some opportunities that people can take advantage, whether it's individual or not? And what are some challenges?
So let's first talk about the challenges. The challenges that I see, one is what you just mentioned. So everyone is actually saying that they are an AI company. Everyone. Everyone they're actually stating that they're using AI or that they're using AI in a form or for some part of their product. Everyone. So it is hard to actually tell who is really doing it and who is just not. And from that standpoint, this brings to a second thing, which is trust. So how can you gain the trust of the people that what I am building, it is a true company in the AI that is gonna leverage AI to actually bring you something better. So trust it is one of the obstacles that founders or companies out there that are truly starting an AI company they could find. On the flip side, I really do believe that if you're starting something or if you do see any AI company that it is going to be extremely flexible. Why? And what I do mean about being flexible. So all the AI market, it is extremely quick. I mean, things are coming up and new things are coming up every week. So if you're building a company or if you're looking at a company because you would like to put some money on that company or invest in some kind of form inside that company, one of the first thing that I would ask is that company flexible? Meaning if there is any changes in the AI on or in the models or in anything that is coming up, can they catch up quickly or can they switch and take that side of the thing or that new thing that is coming up? Yes or no? Because if they don't, it is tough to actually be always at the top of the curve if you are maybe building something that is too much in a box and then you can't get out of it. Because again, the AI, it is going to be so quick, extremely quick, and changes are going to be so quick that you need to be super flexible. So if anything else it is coming up, you need to have the way to actually implement that thing right away. If you're going to take ages, it is going to be tough. And that's why I really do believe that right now, smaller companies are in a better position than larger ones. Because changing things in a large company, it is tough. It is extremely tough. While small companies, they're really quick. They can do things. They can rebuild things. They can reshape things. So those are the ones that I am really bullish on. While big ones having AI, yeah, maybe they will spend billions and then maybe they will build something, but they're not flexible enough to keep up with all the changes.
I 100% agree with that. AI is changing every single day. Just recently, we had the quantum chips. Just last year, we didn't have quantum. So within a year, we went from semiconductor chips to quantum chips. I don't know what the future is going to hold, but you're absolutely correct. You need to be able to be flexible. And big companies, like Amazon, Google, Apple, they can probably be flexible, but not as flexible as a smaller company that has a smaller group of staff, more funding that's readily available. But that is actually a really good point. And just to continue staying on that, some of the opportunities and challenges that I currently see is opportunities, of course, creativity, cutting down on tedious work, making things more efficient. But then challenges can also be things like deep fakes, bots, and this type of, I guess, mystery, illegal type of using AI, kind of like the black market of the AI. So to stay on that point, what do you think about propaganda and the deep fakes? In the future, we're going to be getting our news from AI, but how are we going to be able to justify what's reality and what is not reality? What are your thoughts on the future of AI when it comes to the news or information in general?
I'm sure that we will have new companies that are gonna go in and that they can tell us which is fake and which is not. So like it is always the same thing. So we are now thinking, well, lots of the companies are gonna go out of market. We will lose thousands of jobs, maybe millions of jobs, maybe for those companies, but we will see new ones coming in. And we will see new ones with new offering coming in. And one of the offering that I'm sure that it is going to come really soon is how we can really choose what is fake and what is not, what is AI built and what is not. And so that also for the news, then we will be capable of actually telling, well, that's a fake news and that's not. It is like also with cyber security. It is always a battle to actually be on top and always to actually make sure how we can fight those. Same thing here. So we will have maybe more fake news, maybe news that really seem real, but we will have also companies that are going to help us in then tracking down which are going to be the real ones and which are going to be the fake ones.
So that will be the problem, and then the companies will come up to find a solution to address that problem. It's kind of like good versus evil, right? The good will go up, the evil will come up. It's just kind of like tag. They each have to make sure that they're leveling up every single time to compete. Now let's talk a little bit more.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, yes.
No, no, no.
No, no, I
Continue.
was I was just it is like for spam. I mean, we are receiving so many emails that are spam.
Yeah.
Well, now we do have also products that are going to track down which are the spam ones and which are the good ones. Same thing for phone calls.
Yeah.
Now, like with Google, you can actually link it to actually Google, and Google it is going to filter every single phone call, and then it will pass only the ones that are the real ones. So yes, it is like a battle from evil to yes.
And that's the always the comparison, right? Like Terminator 2, AI will take over, but then you'll have the human element that tries to fight it, and then it just goes back and forth. So let's talk a little bit more about you. So what were some of the mentors, creators, creatives, coaches, people that you looked up to, whether you were younger or maybe even now in this current field?
Well, that's a tough question because it is obvious that the first one that I've always seen at it is first it is my dad. Then how he was acting, what he was actually doing, which were his struggles, everything that he has done during his life with actually my family, with and actually my mom. Then as I grew up, then I believe that I didn't have two extremely good mentors that brought me where I am right now. And it is tough to actually find mentors. It is extremely tough to find mentors. And one of the things that I'm always stating to actually people at any level, don't choose a company, choose your boss, because your boss can really be your mentor. It can really open up what your skills are. You can find out new things. You can find out how to actually get from point A to actually Z thanks to him or her. And I did have a couple. One was my very first boss at my very first company. And I do recall the first day that he told me, well, come here, I need to actually tell you something of how to actually work inside this company. And I found it weird, but those were some of the best tips that I could have. And then the second one was when I was still in Europe. I was in Belgium. I had this amazing person. She's a great character. And she was the one that really made me think about what I wanted to do in in actually in my future and how I could really get there. And to be really honest, then also Utah really changed me. I don't know if you have ever been here in Utah, but I'm always speaking about Utahns as builders. They are builders.
I believe they have a high Amish community, correct?
They have big Mormons
Mormon, sorry. Yes.
in Utah, and they actually like to actually build new companies, new things, but not only to actually build those. They are really looking to why am I building it? What is going to be my impact on this planet if I'm going to build this? And that's changed dramatically how I think about things. Like also when we actually started Hello I, the mindset was, well, we need to fix this job market problem. That's the mindset. That's the goal. That's the mission. So finding mentors, it is hard. Try to actually find good ones because they can change your life. And then also where you actually live, it can really change your way of actually thinking, your way of actually doing things. And here it was great to actually really change my mindset from, well, we need to start a company for making a living to where we need to start a company because we need to fix a problem.
That was beautifully said because not only is your family, people that you look up to, but also you're looking at your environment. How do the people, the local people, how do they see life, business, entrepreneurship, building, and so on. And I've heard many, many stories about, the Mormons, and they love their building. They create. Sometimes they might build a whole barn in within a few days, and it's just magnificent of what they can do, especially when they think about the impact of what their building is. It's not just to build to build. There's an actual purpose, and I think Hello I is right there perfectly created to address a major problem, which is the employment, career, life journey that many people kind of don't know where to start. They're just, do I go to this website? Where do I go? So this is kind of an all-in-one database. For Hello AI, I know there is a small pricing that goes with it, but do you accept cryptocurrency? So that's going to lead to my next point, which is cryptocurrency in the past 10 years, nobody wanted to touch it. No institutions, everybody was scared. They were not confident about it. But in the last 3 to 4 years, maybe 2 years, it is booming with institutional money because of the spot Bitcoin ETF and so on. So it's a two-part question. So Hello I, does it accept cryptocurrency as a payment? And what are your thoughts on cryptocurrency and the blockchain?
Yeah. So currently we don't. We will in the future, more likely, but currently we actually don't. Speaking about cryptos and blockchain, I am a huge advocate of blockchain. Blockchain, I really do believe that it can solve some of the problems that we do have, especially like with contracts. If we find easy way to actually have those on blockchain and then using it in a smart way, it could be extremely valuable. Crypto, I think that the first time that I invested in crypto, it was in 2014, so quite a while ago. But I was not some of the first ones. But I found it that was fascinating. Honestly, I was just on Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum, if I'm do recall it well. Also there, we just need to actually be careful on where are you investing in. Especially, I do recall that until COVID, we had so many new coins that were popping up everywhere.
Meme
We had
coins, everything.
everything.
It
I
was all,
mean,
and they were mostly rug pulls. It's like they go up for 2 days, 3 days, and then boom, they're
yeah,
down 90%.
yeah. So just choose wisely and just choose because you know where you're putting your money in. And maybe the last thing, and I do know that it is also for the stock market, it is the same thing, but maybe you can hear more than anywhere else. Well, you need to be comfortable in maybe one day I'm up 20 and the next day I'm down 50. So you just need to be comfortable. So just put what you are thinking of, well, I might lose it, but if I lose it, it's not a big deal.
It's not going to be a
Maybe,
big problem because I think a lot
yeah.
of people, once they hear their neighbors say, "Hey, you got to buy this," then they all just jump in without doing any research about it. But I have the exact same idea about crypto as well. I think it's going to do much, much good in the future, especially in the emerging markets and developing nations. And also, I think, that's exactly it when it comes to investing. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't invest in what you can't afford to lose because a lot of people, I mean, the past 6 months, crypto was kind of just flat for 6 months, almost a year straight. Just now, it started popping again. So I think it's the volatility really does hurt people. So, what advice would you give someone that is just starting to use AI and machine learning to level up their career? So, of course, step one, Hello I is a great tool. But what other things can an individual do to use AI to level up their career?
Well, so first thing is knowledge. You need to actually know. You need to read things. And I'm always stating this because uh, do you play any sport? Do
I
you do
do.
any?
I play basketball, volleyball, badminton.
Great, great. And so that you had a coach there, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, so generally, then when you're entering in the job market, you actually tend to think, well, I don't need a coach. While everywhere else, everywhere in sports or in any other job, well, coaches, you will have several coaches and you will try to actually learn as much as you actually do know so that you can be a better player or whatever. Here in the job market, once you do have your MBA or you do have your college degree, you think that you're done. I don't need any more coaching. I don't need more help.
They think
I
they're a know-it-all.
I don't need nothing. Well, the truth is that now, no matter what your job is, but you're going to be seen as a professional of that job.
Hmm.
So having help, any kind of help to actually achieve your next role or your next job or doing things better, you need to actually have it. You need to invest on yourself, which is something that we are so many times struggling in actually thinking, why do I need to spend to actually get better at what I'm doing? Why do I need to spend for actually looking for my next job? Why do I? Well, because you are a professional. And if you are a professional, you need to actually gain that help and that next level of knowledge so that you can achieve your next one and next one and your next one. Here it is where AI can really come handy because prior to the last 3 years, then you always needed to actually find a coach or find someone that can help you out.
Yeah.
Now you can use AI for achieving that certain level. Then, if you will need to actually achieve another level, you still need coaches because coaches are extremely good. But so that the AI side can bring you to the next level. So use it. Use it for everything that you're actually doing. It can speed up everything that you're doing it. Every single piece and bit, it can speed it up. So it is not just with us, but if you actually use it, any of the chat GPT out there, or any of, if you're an advanced level, any of the agents that you can build up, do it because those things are going to speed up and everything that you're actually doing, and it is going to make you look better for your current role or for your next role.
And as you said, right, just a few minutes ago, that it's really hard to find a mentor. It's hard to find a coach. So with AI, you actually kind of solve that problem, right? If someone doesn't have a coach or a mentor or someone in their field, they can use Hello I, get that mentorship, get that coaching, and be able to level up in their career. So that's actually a really good point. And I think many people are afraid to ask, right? I think there's a little shame or embarrassment of being unemployed for some people, so they don't want to ask for help. But I think it's crucial, right? Like if we look at professional sports, professional athletes, there is no way they became professional without at least 50 to 100 coaches in their lifetime. And I think that is very, very crucial. So Alessandro, you have given us some amazing, amazing wisdom in the world of AI, ATS, your Hello I company, which is amazing. And I'm definitely going to check it out and have all the information in the description box. But on this channel, we also have a little segment where we talk about, or I ask questions that have nothing to do with our topics. Are you up for it?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, so Alessandro, if Hello I was a person, what kind of personality would it have?
Ooh. Well, I would say that it could be it could be someone in your family. It could be someone that you can really talk with, that can listen to you, that it is going to be there for helping you, that it is not going to judge you. So it could be someone that is in your close family that is really there just for helping you, not judging you, and just thinking out loud on how I can possibly be a good teammate for you.
So it
That
listens and it doesn't judge. And I think that's amazing because it because a career and employment is such a long journey and it's such a lifelong continuous thing. It kind of is like that helping friend holding your hand through all the steps and all the levels. So someone you trust, someone that listens to you, someone's there to help you. I like that. That's a really good personality to have. All right, second question. What is a random app that you've downloaded before or that you currently have on your device? Some people have said a yoga app. Some people said a sunset app. What is a random app that you may have?
Let me check. Let me check because I do have one that I've just downloaded and I didn't know about it. It is called Audio Fetch.
Oh, what's that about?
So, um, I was I'm not a big gym fan. I mean, I'm trying to actually stay fit, but I'm trying to actually go there like once or twice per week, hopefully. But sometimes I find it so boring. Just being there and just running.
It really is boring.
Yeah. So, and I've seen that we actually had screens there, and I was there. Well, could be or there should be a way to actually hear also what those screens are actually showing. And this audio fetch, well, you can actually see which are the screens that you're actually looking at, and you can just enter the code of that screen and you can listen and watch
Oh,
that screen while you're running or while you're doing your heavy
because
lifting.
usually the screens are muted. So yeah, that actually
Correct.
makes sense. That is
And
so
that
cool.
And that's a great app. I was like, wow, that's cool. So
I
that
am
it
definitely
will be
downloading
less
that.
boring to actually be here.
That is actually so cool. So it's called Audio Fetch.
Yes, that's correct. Mhm.
Perfect. Perfect. I'm definitely downloading it because, I'm tired of reading the captions while I'm running. Okay, last question. If you were not in finance, tech, AI, or investments, what other non-related career would you be in?
I wanted to be a surgeon. I would
Ooh,
have loved it. I would have loved it. I haven't gone down that route because so during that period I was still in my country. So I don't know if it's exactly the same thing here, but I guess so. But the time from when you start learning medicine to the time that you are a surgeon, it could pass like more than 10 years.
yeah.
So I was there, well, that's too long. I just don't want to live with my parents for other 10 years. I would like to actually go out there. But I would love to actually have been a surgeon. That's still one of the things that I would have loved to actually do. I would have loved to actually be a doctor. Maybe it is just for the same thing because I would like to actually help people. So I would have loved it, but it was too long. So I didn't choose that.
Yeah, it's a commitment to get into those professions, but
It is.
definitely worth it. Highly, highly worth it. I think you would have made an amazing surgeon.
I don't
Um,
know, but now I have so much of a respect for any doctor out there because I do know how hard it is. Plus, they do have shifts and they have to actually work during holidays or during the nights or
it's a
in
24/7
cold.
job. If there's an
Yes,
emergency, they gotta go. Especially if they're the only doctor or the only specialty in the area.
it is. It is. It is. And I do feel that they are doing it because they really love it more than taking it as a job. It is because
It's they're
they're
passionate
really.
about.
Mhm.
They're very passionate. Yeah. I personally could not be a doctor. I would have been like, oh, no, no, no. Alessandro, this has been an amazing, amazing interview. You have given us so much wisdom, knowledge about so many things. Is there any last mentions, anything coming up? Where do you see Hello I maybe in the next 3 to 5 years? Anything coming along?
Well, we do have so many new features that are coming. But where I do really see it, it is really the place where people can feel safe and can really find their next role or can really be better at their current role. And it is a one-stop shop to actually do all that. They don't have to actually go around and mess with 10 different web apps or anything. Just one thing where they can do everything and where they can start from just right out of college to when they are 70 or even more.
That is good to know because I think a lot of my audience members, they're going to not only use it themselves, but they're going to pass it along to family and friends as well. Because I've never heard of Hello I until now, and I've looked at the website earlier today, and it is amazing. There's so much features, so many research tools that will definitely be able to help someone. So my viewers, I will have all of Alessandro and Hello I's information in the description box. So please make sure you check them out. If you have any questions, please reach out to myself. I will have the information of Alessandro so you can reach out to him as well. But I think this is a magnificent platform. One-stop shop, get everything that you need, and you can go from unemployed to employed, or even from wherever you are to promoted. So this is not just for the unemployed, but this is something that can help you grow into your career. So make sure you check out the description for all the information. Alessandro, thank you so much for being here with me today. I know it's a busy time, but I really do appreciate it. And remember, my audience, this is not the only time that you will see Alessandro on this channel. We're going to continue having him on. He's going to show us what's new with the platform. We're going to talk more about global politics, global economics, because the world's kind of in a weird place right now. So until the next time, stay ranting.